Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? The king of lightning is here today, bringing you guys and gals Mob Psycho 100 episodes 1 through 3 review. Thoughts, which I'm going to put in some review elements as well. But from now on, I will be reviewing Mob Psycho 100. Live reactions, not too sure. Listen, it does have a lot of hype around it because of A, the ties to One Punch Man, because it's the same author, one. B, you have a lot of influence in the story itself from One Punch Man. In fact, because, hold on. I say that, but I'm not too sure if Mob Psycho came out first. I think it came out second. But either way, you see how there are a lot of references to One Punch Man. First of all, you have the reference of, in episode 1, the dude, like the giant, like double chin, like the Peter Griffin chin on steroids, like horse balls. Yeah, you have that guy. But it's not him, it's someone that looks like him. Then you have the reference of someone jumping so high, their head goes through the ceiling, which of course is like Saitama Training Day, which is amazing. Then you have clearly Mob, whatever his name is, where his nickname is. His real name is Shigeo Kageyama. That's his real name. But Mob, he is reading a One Punch Man. He's reading like the One Punch Man manga in the anime, like in episode 1 or episode 2. And that was hilarious. I enjoyed that. Fact of the matter is that because of a lot of the hype that One Punch Man got, of course it's going to carry over to Mob Psycho 100 because it's the same author. However, the series are very different. And I have been hearing some theories about how apparently Mob, or a lot of folks think that Mob is Blast from One Punch Man, like the #1 hero. Despite that, let's talk about the anime in of itself, Mob Psycho 100. Because even though there's a lot of hype for it, I think it's very obvious that it's not going to be anywhere close to One Punch Man. When it comes to hype, when it comes to viewership, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near. But all in all, the series does have some pluses and some negatives. So, first of all, animation. This is going to be a huge turnoff for a lot of folks. And it's the same way in the manga. I mean, this is the reason why I didn't read the manga, where the artwork is so... woo! Like, the artwork is just... damn, like, this, Togashi, on a really bad day, wouldn't be this bad. And so, for the most part, it looks like sketch work. And the anime animation, from a base standpoint, is really unappealing. It's like, oh, yikes. However, in order to make up for the base being so unappealing, it has to be very dynamic. And lo and behold, it is extraordinarily dynamic when it comes to what happens in the anime, animation-wise. I mean, there are a few scenes where they do get sharp, and there is some depth there. Like, for example, when Mob, he goes 100%, and then you see, like, the hair starting to wave, you see the auras and the multicolors, so it looks pretty good there. And even beforehand, where it was still sketchy, like, meaning the artwork itself, it was still sketchy, and he's thinking about, like, getting a clue. And you can see how his face is, like, shaded over as Dimples is, like, talking shit to him. How you're never gonna find love because you can't really emote and whatnot. So the animation does have its problems, yes, but the problems can be mitigated because the animation is very dynamic. When it comes to the manga, you don't have that luxury. In the manga, it's like, boom, here's your artwork, you take it or you leave it. And I left it. I'm like, you know what, I'm gone. I'm gone. You're not gonna find me. I mean, you know, I was hoping that maybe it would get me to read the manga, the anime, and so far I'm kind of like, maybe. I mean, I really need some more push from the anime in order to start reading that manga. So I'm not gonna completely say no, but for the time being, I'm just gone. Now, it's very traditional. Like, you have your middle school called Salt Middle School, which is ridiculous, but you have a traditional setting where you have a middle school and a kid, he's struggling to fit in because he's fairly different from everybody else. He does have a regular family, he has brothers, he has a dad, he has a mom, so the family's, you know, nice and neat together. You have the school, which is not necessarily crazy. You have your clubs, you have cool students, you have loser students, and then you have Mom, a guy who can't express his emotions at all. Essentially, it's very traditional from that standpoint. And the only main difference here is the spirits and the psychics part. So that's where where we get into the realm of the supernatural. Mob is a psychic. He's a very powerful psychic. Because he's so powerful, he's been that way for like a very long time, like ever since birth, I believe. Because he's so powerful, he doesn't want to lose control of his powers. So if he's emotional, he loses control of his powers. Therefore, he suppresses his emotions to make sure that his powers just don't start going crazy. And all the while, as he's going through middle school, he's clearly ostracized because no one wants to be with a guy that can't express his emotions at all. He does work, like part-time-ish work. And he works for a guy that claims to be the greatest psychic of all time, Arataka Reagan. And Reagan, he's a bullshitter, all right? He's a grade A bullshitter. He's only using Mob. However, Arataka, he does have good worldly skills, if you would say. He's charismatic, he's witty. The guy, he can think on his feet, very street smart. He's also very good at using his hands. He knows how to like massage you very well. So the dude does have good earthly worldly skills, but when it comes to dealing with the supernatural, he is pretty much fucking useless. So out comes Mob, who works for the supposed greatest psychic of all time, or actually no, it's the greatest psychic of the 21st century. That's what it is. So here is Mob, a middle school kid who has these tremendous powers, working for the supposed greatest psychic of the 21st century, just taking care of fodder tier spirits and whatnot. And that's the story thus far. And episode 3 was where he actually met for the first time like a high level spirit. And this high level spirit was manipulating these people via hypnosis. And he was gonna start this religion called LOL. Like, just laugh. LOL. I shit you not. LOL. That's what it's called. LOL. And this LOL religion, a joke, and here he is, Mob, being forced into the whole situation, and he winds up experiencing so much stress at that point in time, dealing with LOL, the spirit that's controlling all of these people, Dimple and whatnot. Like, that's his name, Dimple. And he goes 100%. The way they gauge his emotional level is through this percent meter. So he will start off at like a certain percent, like at the beginning of the series. Then 2 episodes later, he's at 100%. And when he's at 100%, that's when he starts to release all of his emotion. And episode 3, that's when he reaches 100% and he fights against Dimple and he beats Dimple fairly easily. This high level spirit was just decimated, like in a few seconds. Now, that being said, episode 3 also ends off with this random ghost next to him. After he goes back home, he talks to his master, Reagan, the bullshitter, and he goes to bed. He wakes up the following day. There's a ghost right next to him. And he was at 0%, and he goes from 0 right to like 28. So his day-to-day life can affect his emotional / stress meter to where it just goes up and up and up until he explodes, and that explosion is him releasing all of his emotions, thereby his psychic powers amplify like 15-20 fold. So that all being said, this is like the main meat of the story. There are some side things like him joining the body wellness or like the body management club so he can get a better physique. Because he's a psychic, he's never really had to work when it comes to utilizing his muscles. He can do whatever he needs to from a psychic standpoint, like lift up or whatnot using his mind. However, he is a middle school kid and he's not popular at all. And of course in school, you want to be popular. So he's trying to build his body. There's this girl called Subone who he really likes. By this point in time, he believes that he can't impress her, or he believes that she won't like him and whatnot and whatnot. The series does focus mainly on comedy. It does have that supernatural element to it, of course, via the spirits and the psychics, but episodes 1, 2, 3 are mainly focused on comedy. It's a very comedic series. I mean, shit, the religion was called LOL, LOL, LOL. Episode 3 gets a lot more serious because Mob, he does reach 100% on his stress scale. But aside from that, it's essentially like your basic slice of life series. Action here or there, and a constant supernatural element. Again, episodes 1, 2, 3 are like this. I believe for this season it's going to be like 12 episodes, so there's still much more to go. But as of now, it's slice of life-ish. You have characters that are focused predominantly on school, Misato, and again there is Tsubomi. Then there's another girl called Tomoe or Tome, and again, most of the characters around him are focused predominantly on school life, with the exception of Arataka Reagan. He's just using Mob to make money. So, I mean, that's really it. And by the way, he gives him like chump change too. Like Reagan, he'll get like bills upon bills, and then Mob gets like a few coins. And it's like, dude, I think Mob deserves at least like 3 bills from that stack of 7, son, since he destroyed the spirit that was gonna kick your ass. That being said, overall, the series is funny, it's very comedic. Right now, it's overall starting fairly slow, given the overall pacing of the story. but I do enjoy it. I can't deny that. Even though it's slice of life, and overall I'm not a fan of that genre, I still do enjoy it because it does have those other elements to add aside from just the school life, slice of life shit. Which of course we don't care about. We care about the kid with the fucking psychic powers and the evil spirits and whatnot. That's what we care about. That's why I'm here. So episode 4, you will see a review. So King Lightning, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace! Have a nice goddamn day.